Right. So I've got the chat up as well today, so we can all we can see what's happening, and the viewers later on YouTube as well will know that I'm not just going mad and talking to myself, but that there are indeed people watching. Anyway, today I thought we'd have a bit of a change of pace. We've been doing dragons lately, and dragons are nice. Dragons are cool. But we've got here some lovely little people. We've got a spearman here with his spear. The bowman with his magic bow and arrow. You could tell it's magic because it's glowing. That's a technical term. So, I've got a few little animations to do for these fellas. And we get stuck in. Right then, so these people, as you can see, are extremely simple. He's got one arm. Well, you've got two arms, but one joint for the arm. He's got just two bits of leg, and of course a head. So it's going to be pretty simple. And he's got his spear here, which I've attached to his arm. So if I move it like that, he can wave his spear around and charge at the enemies. Ah. Don't know if I'll be able to make him hold it in two hands at once. I might be pushing it. But we see. He's going to do it like Lego. He's going to have to crab walk everywhere. So, anyway, you can see that's quite nice. You know what, I'm actually going to make, on the fly, just a little revision to my spear. I think he should hold it more around the middle somewhere. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now the spear will rotate around the middle rather than the bottom, I think. I think that makes sense. Yeah, let's do that. I see then. So, let's get going. I think I'm going to make a little walk for him first. He's got to march along with his spear. And make this a looping animation like I did with the dragons flying. And that way the game engine, we're using Unity, will just be able to use that walk as it pleases to navigate him around the battlefield. So, as handsome as this T-pose is, let's move him on. I think any good forward walk starts with a bit of a forward lean. We do this in real life as well. We actually we put our center of gravity where we're going to be in the future. So as amusing it would be for him to lean back as he runs forward. I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. But I think for now, just a bit of a lean. Look up a bit. And then we need to make one pose where his feet are in one position, as you're about to see. And then another in the opposite. So, just to demonstrate, I'll do that for now. Just remind myself how I set the arms up. I think I do that and then that. Nope, I don't. Do that and then that. His arms will do the opposite of what his legs are doing. So when this arm's in front, pointing frontwards, this leg's going to be back. And then there's spear in hand. Of course, he's going to have to hold his spear sort of upwards, so we'll ignore this arm. Just the other arm will do. So How should he have his spear? Is he going to throw the spear? Well, at the minute, I'm just going to focus on having him march around. The archers are going to be the ranged unit, as I believe we're planning at the minute. The spearmen will be your melee unit. Does that look sensible? Because the spear is pretty big, but so were spears in real life, to be fair. But if I'm making it that big, I'm going to have to move that down a bit. Yeah. Maybe you can have it like on his shoulder like that. There we go. I think that looks good. You can march around like that without it getting in the way. I think move this down, it'll be like he's got it sort of tucked in a bit. Yeah, okay. Now, once we've sorted out an initial pose, yeah, something like that. What do you guys think? Is that a good initial pose? Is he too leant forward? Because I think if this spear looks quite heavy, I don't know if he'd have to lean back a bit to compensate. There we go. Does he look slightly more in gravity now? Okay. Then straighten this up a bit. Lovely. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have him. He's still got that foot in the air. I think. Oops. And the next frame is when it will come down. So I'm just going to copy that. I'll tell you what. I have an even better idea to make it look more like a march. He's going to swing his feet, I think, a bit more forward than back. Okay. We'll have to see, we'll have to see. It's all about experimentation with these fellas. I quite like them. I think you can make them really cute. But not too cute, because they are nonetheless ferocious warriors. So I'll try and get the balance right. Okay, so let's a keyframe. Then how long is it going to be? Not very long. Yeah. Do what frame rate am I on? 60. Okay. We'll do 60 frames a second. I'm just going to go for the sort of all-round golden thumb of, 2 steps per second. That's about average walking speed for a lot of people. So let's do that. Okay, I'm going to take this and going to make it the same pose at the end, and then halfway through he's going to have the opposite pose. So let's see if I can just flip it. Yeah, the spear does something funny. Well, actually we can just ignore this side, I think. Focus on that side. Oh! I made a mistake there. That needs to be set up differently. Oh no, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. That's fine. So that won't move. It is that. Okay, that's fine. Sorry. I'll figure it out. There we go. So he's swapped his feet around, and now he's going to go like that, and his arm will be the other way around. So at the minute, let's watch our beautiful animation. Oh yes, look at that. Perfect. Yeah, that's finished, definitely. I think if I add any more detail to that, it would be too realistic. It'd actually be kind of scary. No. Yeah, let's do a little bit more. So I think, as well as simply waggling his feet back and forwards, wafting the ground gently with them. He also needs to look like he's putting his weight a bit into the steps. So let's see, he's gonna because I think let's just make a whole other keyframe. This is the point where this foot comes down. So it's going to be dunk like that. So he's clipped his heel down and then the whole foot comes down. So just like real life. At this point, his whole body is going to shift that way because he's just put all of his weight on that leg, and this one is actually going to be picked up now. Is that the best way to do it? So that's how people move in real life. However, is that the best way to do it for this? So he picks that leg up. Well, it's a bit quick actually. This one should be on the ground a little bit longer. So it goes, and then he picks it up. I don't know if it's clear at all what I'm trying to do here. I think that, yeah. So balance with this, because, you know, I don't have a knee joint or anything to work with. So he picks that foot up, and at the same time, he's putting his weight onto that leg. So his whole body shifts. And then it sort of gradually evens out. So it's going to go, and then here it's going to be same, and then let's see. I've kind of messed up the rig on this one, and it's shocking that I think I could make a mistake, but I'm going to have to do some manual reparation here. A bit violent, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Right, let's make it a bit less extreme. Maybe have that extreme pose be a little bit later. And then in the meantime, so this should hopefully make it a bit smoother. Okay. And then okay. So why does he lean forward? Actually, I kind of want him to lean forward. I see. I hope this is exciting for you guys, watching me manipulate numbers. But you could see here, it's not very smooth. Actually smoother one way than the other way. Love it when that happens. Oh, I think I know why. Okay. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's too quick for him. Obviously his feet look pretty funky right now. We could fix that. The feet I have set it correctly. And do the same with this. There we go. So, this is a basis, somewhere to start from. Pretty janky at the minute, but you can see where I'm going with this. I can fix the rotation of the body here if we go back to the graph editor. Oh no! What is all this? Ah, it's fine, don't worry. So, you can see here this red line is our side-to-side rotation that we were doing. And it's not smooth. Look, it sort of goes... Ugh. It's, so simply, I can actually just like, move that down. You can manipulate the graph directly, and this really helps to visualize everything. So now, it's a bit better. I also know what I need to do. I need to make sure it loops. So again, we can look at this in the graph editor to demonstrate it. Right now, it's just doing it once. And because of the way Blender works, it just evenly slows everything down at the end. So you can see here, it goes down here, and it would then go back to frame 1 and continue going down. However, it sort of slows down, and then here it speeds up. So what we can do is make it cyclic. And what that means is it'll just repeat it over and over. And now, if I go back, I hope you could see here the massive difference that's making. So let's move this up. In fact, let's copy this to here. Then I have to make it the opposite. That's fine. Alright, so now that's a bit better, isn't it? Now I don't want it to be super smooth because it's a march. It's got to have a bit of a, you know, bit of a bounce in its step. It's got to look lively, I think. He also needs to move up and down to really sell the motion. You could feel the thump. Yes, it's quite... You could just imagine they need to have a band behind them. There needs to be one on the drums. Yeah. So let's make him move up and down as well. That's an important factor. So as well as moving side to side, he's going to move up and down. So he's going to have a real bounce to his step. So I've only done it on one of the sides now, but I hope it demonstrates. Let's go back to the graph editor. Yay! So this is the up and down motion. So I've only done it for one side. Let's copy this and paste it. So now he's gonna go like that. So the up and down adds a big difference. It's probably a bit too sharp. I might smooth it out a bit, but let's keep animating, and I think it's easier to see what you want to do when you see a bit more of the animation. Now this arm here, I'm actually going to make it more sort of strict. I think it's your arms never go back as far as they go forward. If you try and bend your arm backwards, which you can imagine I'm doing now, it doesn't actually go that far back. And also we can move it back. People underestimate how much the shoulder itself actually moves. And then for this pose I can move it forward so we can really swing his arm. And I think we'll do that follow through thing I was talking about on the dragon, for those who were present for that stream. Otherwise it could be found on our lovely YouTube channel, Gönndyr Games. That's Goenndyr, Gönndyr Games. So what I was doing there with the dragon was I was making sure that if something suddenly moved, then it had a bit of momentum that carried through. Because otherwise, if things move and then suddenly come to a stop, it feels like robot. It feels unnatural. So what I can do here is have it start to come back in terms of the shoulder, but then it's still rotating up. So again, we can, you know, I'm just going to grab everything and make it all cyclic. Whoops. There we go. Now I've got this huge mess. You have 30 seconds to defuse the bomb. So, let's see what that's done to this. Okay. So you can see here it comes up and it just continues moving a little bit. If I exaggerate that, maybe it looked good exaggerated. So it comes up and then, you know, he starts actually moving his shoulder back, but it still swings up. So you can imagine him part of a parade. All the citizens are cheering, thinking that they're going to be free from this dragon apocalypse. But little do they know, it's only just begun. So it's I think looks a bit funky. Why does it look funky? I tell you why it looks funky. Because it just stops suddenly. It goes ooh dunk. It just stops there. So we need the same on this side. We need it to continue moving. There we go. There we go. I don't know if that's too loose and floppy. Does it look like some sort of dance move? I think what we can do is probably have the shoulder bounce up and down in time with his motion. So let's see now. He suddenly hops up. So what we can do is actually move this down, because there's a bit of a lag between his shoulder getting the information that he's moving up. I did this with the dragon, if you recall. So, oops. So move it up, and then it'll follow through this way. So you go whoa, like that. So it's got a bit of a bounce to it. I don't know if it's a bit much. I'll need to do it here as well. No, it's more like a spasm than a bounce. Okay, let's try it further along and a bit more subtle. Okay, well, I hope you can see what I'm going for. It's going to take a bit of refinement. Certainly the next thing we can look at is the feet. They seem to sort of snap up like that. And that is kind of how feet work, but I think it just needs to be a little bit smooth. And that back a bit. And then make it a bit smoother and make sure that it doesn't clip into the ground. And then it can continue rotating a bit back as he starts to lift it up. Yeah. Still a bit sudden. I think we can delay it a bit actually, because it's a bit weird to start picking that foot up unless he has like a sort of, I don't know, he has like a little hop. Ooh. Thank you for the follow. It's very much appreciated. I hope you'll be sticking around as we get closer and closer to releasing the demo. It's any moment now. We're doing so much work so quickly. And yeah, so going back to this little fella, I'm almost wondering if he should have like a little skip. Like there's a brief moment where both feet are off the ground. So it's almost like a jog or a run. Will I do that? Will I give it a go? If he like Yeah, let's do it. Come on, let's start moving him up. Let's actually start. Yeah, he's gonna move up a lot more here, and he's gonna continue like that. So, and then. But then if we delay this, so his foot is still coming in. So let's have it really swing up to go. I don't know. Let's delay that further. So it's a bit lopsided at the minute, but I'm going to replicate it to the other side. It looks like he's doing the hurdles or something. Like there's just like there's just a log in the road, and he has to hop over it while maintaining his march. Whoa! That was scary. There was a roar. Did you guys hear that? That's it's a scary roar. That I think that was our golden dragon. The scariest enemy in the game. This little fella's not going to be a match for them. But there are more of him. So it's up to you to decide. Right. I don't know. It's a bit. Let's also have him start moving up here already. So it's. Yeah. Let's see. It's too smooth. Let's have him. Okay. This is gonna get confusing fast, I think. No, I got a good idea. Let's try this. Let's have him lean this way. So he goes like yeah, like that. It's all about experimentation, isn't it? Just gotta see what I think looks right. Let's have him continue moving a bit. And then as his foot comes down, he's gonna go, and then just so he's gonna go. No, it needs to be sooner. Does it? He's been shot in the knee now. Look at that. Okay, so let's try and make this symmetrical. Yeah, so I think that's good, but we need to sort this out. So, and once again, if I was smart, I wouldn't have to do this manually. Okay. And then this is okay, yeah. It's a bit erratic, I think. Oh, I see. It's doing that. No, I didn't really want it to do that. I didn't ask it to do that. Okay, I see. Right, so that needs to smooth out. Oh, get in there. Okay. Back to the graph editor. Right, well, starters his hop isn't very smooth. Let's sort that out. Oh, it's he needs to come to sort of thing. Might even put a little bit of a bounce later, if you're lucky. And then Z rotation. Nope, it's not. It's X rotation. Look at this mess. Let me see. Yeah, okay. I know what's going on. This is way too close for starters. Let's business sooner as well. Let's not have this be anywhere near as dramatic. Ooh, and then there's these. These are tearing me up. Okay, let's smooth them out. I need more keyframes. Right. Let's have a look at our mess. Okay. Okay. Still want it to do that, but not nearly as much. So let's dial that back a bit. That, then yeah. Already start. Okay, and then that change is a bit sudden. You should start moving back. And then there should be a sudden change there, but it needs to continue. It needs to flow. Yeah, okay. But then does that mess up this? It looks like it does. Okay, that needs to be less dramatic. And then oh, so confusing. Seems I've bitten off more than I can chew here, but I will persevere. Alright. Okay. Okay. The transition is too fast. See what I was aiming for. The up and down motion's a bit lackluster now. Let's he needs to spend less time in the air. And he also needs to land not so softly. That looks more like an up and down curve to me. There we go. It's like I said with the dragon video. You start from the middle outwards, really. So once you've got a good core motion set up, his body here, then we can start animating, you know, the spear, the arms, the head. And we can also get the legs to better match what's happening up here. But because everything's connected to, apart from the legs, I made them separate. I can move the whole thing if I want to, and he can ascend to fight the dragons in the sky. No, that would be amusing. It's still a bit robotic. he needs to just comes to a stop. Yeah, it's Elton's job to fight dragons in the sky. By the way, who's Elton? Well, this is Elton. Say hello, Elton. Hello. Alright. Enough being silly now. We need to be serious. Yeah. I'm not convinced by this. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe from a distance it looks good. Oh yeah, amazing. That's what they always say, isn't it, in art? Sometimes you've got to just lean back. Oh, I know what happens. He slows down, and then if you look, watch his side to side rotation. He comes in, and then he's moving constantly left, but he slows down and then starts again. Now that's not good because the momentum is smooth. The reason he's moving is because it's he's getting moved by his movement. So here there's a sudden change, but that's just because he's just taking a step. So he's now putting his weight on the other leg, and he's gonna go that way, and he's gonna spring up. But unfortunately, he stops and starts again. So let's fix that. Take a look at the graph editor and see what's going on. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, that's what we want. So you can see here, it's fast, and then it slows down, and then it goes fast again. So the answer is move that, make it more consistent, and in that way, it'll look less robotic. Hopefully. Which one did I move now? Okay. Yeah, and I need to copy. Paste that. So and as for the spear, yes, it will move. Everything will move. The head, the spear, everything will jiggle and jostle slightly. Right now, it looks like it's just glued to him. But you can see that's smoother already. Now that's better. It looks like his momentum is changing because of his foot on the ground. But then it's not just stopping for no reason. And yeah. Okay, yeah. And then I need to copy this across. Hopefully one last time. But only once I've sorted out the core motion, will I start to animate the bits attached to that. Because otherwise, if you look at it and you think, oh, hang on, it doesn't look quite right, then if you've already animated the spear, that's time lost, because you'll need to reanimate it if you change the animation of the core, because otherwise it won't match up. So what do you think of this? It's sort of like a half run, half jog, half march. 100% adorable. So I'm going to leave the feet for later. I think we've got they give enough information for now. I'm going to add more frames to them in a minute. Give them a bit of bounce. So let's, for example, look at the head. I think that'd be the easiest to demonstrate. Let's just start again. So if you just have to think about it logically, really. Yeah. When does your teacher tell you to run? That's scary. Oh, you mean your PE teacher, your sports teacher, right? Okay, yeah. Now, kids, is the part of the lesson where we unleash a live leopard in the classroom. This is part of your biology course. You'll be examining your own entrails today. It's kind of macabre, isn't it? I'm sorry. Now, we could add a bit of a side-to-side motion to his body as well. Like, what I mean is this. So, logically, he would be most like this, because his feet are changing. It might be a bit extreme. I think I want to keep it subtle. Like that. He's almost as if he's shifting his hips with his feet. And of course, his hips are his entire body. But we'll ignore that for the moment. And yeah, if you just got to think about it logically. They're starting to come back now. They're coming back. Yeah, then it'll be the opposite. So let's go back into Le Graph Editor. Again, it's not, could be smoother. So I'm gonna go like that. Gonna go like that. And then I'm gonna. It's not cyclic. Make cyclic. And then it's 0. That's convenient. I don't think it should be though. We'll see. What I'm gonna do is copy and paste. So we got the same again. That looks pretty good. So let's see. Okay, no, that's not smooth. That is the opposite of smooth. Let's copy this again and include this one this time, and then paste the opposite. Not doing it. Okay. Manual adjustment. So I'm gonna make this positive. Worth pointing out that these were the first things I rigged, so I made a mistake on them. But like I've made too many animations now to go back. It's the worst possible scenario. So once again, they yeah, you can see here that this needs to be like that. So this is the high point. Okay. Let's just think about this logically. It would be most extreme here and the opposite. So yeah, so this is actually the most extreme pose, and then this is the opposite. Now the feet are wrong. That's why they look weird. Okay, which foot do I prefer? Okay, the blue foot is significantly better. So I'm just going to copy all of that and then paste. Oh, I need to at least one keyframe and then paste. Oh, yeah. Then obviously I need to go into the graph editor. Select everything, graph editor, select everything and hide everything, make it click. Okay. And then now his feet are actually symmetrical. I hope you could see what I was trying to do with the body, but you need to go back in and make that smooth. There we go. So now's our chance to do it rightly. Make it smoother. Okay, take that. Do that. Do that. Do that. I hope I'm explaining this fully. Okay, let's which end is next? Yeah, let's take this now and paste it here. It looks funky for now. What I'll do is negative. There's probably a way of doing this automatically. There is a way of doing this automatically if I set up the rig correctly. But this is the last time I'm going to mention my frustration at having set up the rig incorrectly. Look, there we go. He's beautiful. Gorgeous. So now we've got a nice, good core movement. And it only took us 40 minutes to get there. So I'm proud of us. Right, so now for his head. Well, let's think. He's moving this way. And again, there's going to be a bit of lag in his movement. So his head's actually going to be tilting that way. And it's going to start slowing down here. And then as he moves back to the opposite here. And then it's going to start. And there's quite a sudden change here. So it's going to go like that. And then suddenly like that. Let's see how this looks. So, oh, look at that. That's I guessed correctly. You see, I am a good animator. You wouldn't think it, would you? No. So, and you can see I can only really do this now that I've set up the body. Is this too jaunty? Does he look happy to be running into battle? Is this too much? I don't know. It looks too good. I don't know. I think it's because of his arms so floppy. It's less of a march at the minute and more of a he's sort of frolicking through the wheat fields, isn't it? Maybe these are trained warriors who have been practicing their whole life their spear tactics for this moment. This is their life's work, their life's achievement. Yeah, I wanted like a really stiff regimented march, and now I've not done that. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I could do a really stiff walk later because that'll be super easy. So I think we'll do this for now, and then we're allowed to have more than one walk cycle for the spearmen because there's going to be more than one on screen at any time. So right, so we've got the head. I also need to fiddle its rotation this way, so he actually kind of looks forward. And now I'm just going to eyeball it and see what happens. Well, yeah. So, yeah, I mean... And I can also have it bounce a bit up and down with his body. So as his body moves up, his head's going to move down like so, I think. Keep it constrained to one axis. If I can see my thing. It's going to go like that. And then it's subtle. But I think when he lands as well, it's going to start here. If I exaggerate it, you'll see what I'm doing. But it's going, and then it needs to pop out like this. So it's too much. It's too much. Go back. No, there we go. There needs to be more keyframes, really. And that one lower. That one could start coming out like that. copy everything. I don't know if that's a bit exaggerated. I think it actually looks like it moves down. I think that can move down more actually. I think that one can be more subtle, and then we'll actually have one in the middle that's like a bit higher. There we go. It's way too happy, isn't it? I'm gonna have to make a sad march as well, like a really regimented. Maybe this will be a good walk cycle for some of the peasants. His head's way too floppy. Way too floppy. I'm going to tone this down a bit. I'm going to do it the easy way and just let's hide all of that. Yeah, and then just get everything done. Let's see. Here we go. Did you prefer it before or after? This hurts my brain. Would you like... It's just the graph editor. It's fine. What are you on about? Just, just stare into the abyss. So, a quick explanation. Each of these graphs is the movement that it is making on a certain axis. Yes, it does hurt my head. And I'm on easy mode. There's like an even harder type of rotation you can put on joints that, like, it's in 4 dimensions. And some people can work with it. The benefit is that you avoid certain problems. But I like to have the problems because they are reassuring problems in the face of having to work in 4 dimensions. So for example, this is the side-to-side wobbling. And so, you know, at the top here is the most to the right, and at the bottom here is the most to the left, and he'll follow this curve. So you can, it allows you to visualize. If it looks kind of funky, then you can make it a bit smoother. However, it doesn't always want to be smooth because, you know, obviously it's reacting to the body. So yes, don't worry, it also hurts my brain. But I'm well medicated right now, so we're good to go. So, yeah. Yeah. Don't worry, we can hold each other's hands through this hell. So now to look at the arm. I think it's way too floppy, but also so is the whole animation. So maybe I'll keep it. I think it can, yeah, move down a bit here, and then like it moves too dramatically back and forth. So and you can see here, maybe it can go higher, like it's also reacting to the body, you know, doing its body things. Whoa, no, that's not right. Oh, but I don't want it to do that. I'm confused now, it shouldn't be doing that. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you know what? I made it. Yeah, I just need to. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm being stupid. The arm isn't symmetrical. It moves forward here and then back here. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself here. It moves up too dramatically here, I think. Add another keyframe where it's sort of still coming down a bit. Yeah. Let's do that. So good. So you can see the arm is subtly moving up and down, as in this motion, as his body. So it's got that wobble to it. I don't know. I think I'll make the rotation, this movement, less smooth. I think that'll make it feel more like a march, like he's going. You know. Let's keep that back there and then go like that. And then let's hold it. Let's see what this looks like. So floppy and jiggly. Yeah. I'm having enormous fun though. I wish I was this happy and motivated during work. I don't know, what is it? 3 bushels of corn per dragon killed. Okay, his arm comes back way too quick now. Yeah. Let's delay that. The movement is erratic. So for example, right, I've got this moving back and forth along his arm to simulate him swinging his shoulder as well as just the arm itself. But it looks a bit funky. So I'm just going to check the graph editor. Oh no! Run for the hills. So we're looking at the this. So I've got 2 graphs here. One of them is up and down, and one of them is back and forth. You can see one's a lot more subtle than the other. They're also all over the place. So there's like this weird hump here, I think. No, the weird hump is like this. It's the other humps that are weird. So, oh boy, he needs to start coming down here. Okay, that looks smoother. I've fixed the problem. Okay, we're not gonna look at this again, I promise. Right. Yeah. Let's. As requested, let's do the spear now. So he's got his arm. I've attached the spear to the arm, so he can. The whirlwind blade of death. Just imagine a poor dragon, and he goes like this. Okay, I'm being silly. Let's focus. Now, obviously, it can do the same sort of thing the head can. Just as long as I'm happy with the starting pose. I don't know if it's too sort of, yeah, just to be like that. As long as it's not clipping through the ground or anything, and he's not like, you know, bumping his head into it or anything. Yeah, let's go for this. Now we're gonna have a same frame, yeah. So it is a matter of. Whoa. I think I'm gonna mostly move his arm, to be honest. The spear can basically stay where it is. So I'm going to rotate it out like this. I'm going to rotate it like that. Then we're going to see what happens later. So I think it should react to that a bit. And what else happens? Sort of move this way. And then later on, it's going to resist this movement, but it's going to be catching up to this movement. So what I'm planning here is I'm watching how his body moves. So in this case, you could see he leans to the right. Ignore what the spear does at the end there. He leans to the right. And then what's going to happen because of that is the spear is going to carry on moving right because it's heavy. Ooh. Welcome, fellow dragon enthusiast. Thank you, thank you. So, I hope you could see here that he moves the spear here, and then the spear actually carries on moving. In fact, what I can show you is the spear even counters the movement, so the spear isn't leaning right. You can see his head's getting closer to it. And then the spear starts leaning right. Oh, it's so subtle. I don't know if you can see it really. I think I need to make it happen quicker. So, like that. Compensates. Too violent. So, this frame needs to be earlier. So then it'll continue to do this, and in the meantime it's gonna sort of I hope this makes sense. Ooh, that's fun. What are you doing in this situation? Let's try this. Then no, let's not do that. I'm just gonna do it manually. Hey, we were talking about this in the last stream, but asymmetry always looks good. So, why have everything be computer perfect when you can just give it that human flair? So now he's moved. He's leant left. I'm gonna do the opposite. So the spear is going to continue to lean left over the course of its. So yeah, obviously the start and the end frames are different apart from that. So yeah, right. Now you got to look at it in motion and think, does this look weird? And it does. Mostly because there's some weird motion going on in the arm. Yeah, more in this direction, I think. Yeah, that should be like that, surely. And then so where is it? So one thing here is because his body is moving quite dramatically, the spear needs to sort of move to compensate, because otherwise it will look like it's all locked to him, it's glued to him. You can also rotate it this way, because he's bouncing up and down a bit. So let's think about this again. He comes up here, so we're going to rotate the spear down because of the delay. So it almost looks like the spear is staying still, and that's because it takes time for it to accelerate. And then it's a bit dramatic, but then when he comes to a stop, it'll gradually start to move. So he's actually at this stage already moving down, but then the spear starts to move up. I think I can exaggerate that a bit, and I'll fix the spear later. I'm just focusing on his arm now. So, or even, rather than rotating the arm, I might move it up and down. And welcome another fellow dragon enthusiast. And I'm not even doing the dragons today. Soon. I'm actually just going to physically move it up and down. It's going to have a little bit of rotation to it. But then you're going to see... There it goes. And then it starts to catch up. And continue moving up. So, and then when he lands, it's a sudden change. So I'm going to have it go down. So, and then actually even continue to go down. And then do the same sort of thing here. So move that down, rotate it just a little bit, and then move it up a bit. Oops, and then move that up a lot, rotate it just a bit. Hopefully it looks like his arm is sort of reacting to the movement. Now I've made a few mistakes here, I think. No, that's fine. It does like a double bounce at some point, which I don't really like, I think. Could move up. Yeah, it happened too quick. That's not a double bounce. It's difficult because I'm also compensating for the movement of the body at the same time. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Hope it's clear. Because it's not clear to me. Nice. Now it's still a bit funky with that side to side. So I think I'll take that back. Would be less severe. So, and it's the little changes that really make an animation feel smooth, in my opinion. So because, you know, strictly speaking, did I need to animate the spear? You know, would you guys have noticed? Well, you're all quite discerning gamers, I'm sure you will have. So, and it does like a... Yeah, we need... Okay, we need it to go back a bit, yeah. Need it to be smooth. And then here... Okay, here it doesn't look funky, we're just gonna fix that. There we go. I think that's looking nice and smooth. And yeah. He's coming for you. Right, now I'm going to return to the feet, and this is where it gets technical. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set at this stage a running speed for him, just so that I can sort of preview it. Now in the game engine, you can sort of change it, fine-tune it, adjust it, and play the animations at different speeds, so you can have interesting things where like they accelerate and decelerate instead of just like suddenly stopping. They can go woo instead of, you know, bip, 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 bip. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it forward a bit. I'm going to click linear and There we go. So now I've just got this green line here is forward motion forever. So you can see he's just gonna keep going. Goodbye. And I'm gonna just adjust the speed to what I think looks about right. Now I think that's a bit fast. I think. Yeah. What do you guys think? But just like imagine a whole army of them. I know one doesn't look scary. Let's wait a minute. It's completely unnecessary. But I'm going to do it anyway. This is how you create your army of spearmen. Wasn't expecting it to do that. Why is it pulsating like that? Oh, I know why. It needs to be constant offset. There we go. Now this is some this could be like the loading screen or something. Okay. Okay. So, here's our army. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. That looks like a march when you put it in context. What do you guys think? Alexander's army. How did you know my name? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm a bit more confident in it now. Now that I see it in context. So let's fix those little feetsies. Let's just go back to our one our one guy. So and I think that's a sensible running speed for him. I don't know what you guys think. Or maybe you imagined him a bit slower. So what we can do here is make sure the feet are, I mean the feet are more or less solid on the ground, but one thing you can see here is this foot is moving, it's sliding, it's like he's skipped onto a patch of ice and whoops. So let's take a look at his feet. First of all, this one moves weirdly. Well, let's focus on this one. You know what we can do? We can just hide that. So steps out. No, I'm used to looking at it this side. This is going to look really weird, but just bear with me. I'm having too much fun. No, this will help me. And we'll just offset this one. Okay. So I think that one basically it can swing out. So I think is it too much? Is the question. And then he steps. He's a bit like Rayman. His feet can come off. It's all right. It's fine. It's not going to hurt him. And then basically, like if I set a marker, for example, you can see how much his foot moves. One way to solve this would be to slow down the animation. And actually, I might do that because I don't know if it looked a bit fast. So let's slow it down a bit. And let's also fix the animation. So. Oh, it didn't change anything. Sorry, it's my fault. So we can first of all just move that one back. Generally, you want to keep your feet sort of flat. I think we'll move it forward like this. I think it looks better for the feet to be more forward than more back. I think that looks kind of weird when it slides out the back like that. And then the next bit, this is sort of like a snap. It doesn't look that great. I think we can have it be a lot slower. And then it carries on. So it sort of has a bit of a swing. So, and it looks more like he's done a hop there. So I'm gonna move this up. So yeah, that's his little step. He sort of just, it comes crashing down here. Let's fix that a bit, I think. It's too quick. And he needs to pick like a spot. So his heel is there. And actually, move more forward. And then that needs to... I didn't say this was exciting. that army of spearmen is the most exciting thing you're going to see today. Now we're in the technical bit of walk cycles. So his foot needs to come down here, and then it needs to go. Oh, come on! All right, it needs to go here, and then just adjust that forward a bit. It goes clip and up, over. And actually, I think we can move the whole thing forward a bit. Back to the graph editor. Haha! I told you it would be the last time you'd see this, but I just lied. I need to figure out it's blue. Actually, I don't think this will fix it. Oh, it's helpful when I can see both at once. I'm used to having this on my second screen. Yeah, okay. So you can see here I'm moving it backwards and forwards. See what that looks like. So he puts his foot down. Foot goes down there. Back. And now it looks, obviously, it's sort of shaky, wobbly. But I'm going to add some more frames to make it look a bit better. I think that looks pretty alright. I'll just copy this over. Okay. Let's make sure everything's still in. Particularly, oh no, it's not supposed to be apart from the root. Why is it doing that? What is it? There's not even a keyframe there. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I've done something wrong here. No, that's alright. Oh, why did it work the second time? Anyway, all we need to know is that it worked. I think is yeah. got like a bit of a... I don't know if I like it though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make some further adjustments. Please bear with me. I mean, it's always going to be kind of snappy because he's made out of all of these wooden blocks. But I think I can actually increase the amount of time that he spends sort of in this as his foot rounds down. So it doesn't just like, if you watch his opposite foot, it just sort of snaps it like that in just a few frames. This one it's a bit more smooth, I think, and then obviously it goes back, and then up, and I think I want this to be smoother as well. I'm just gonna... I think that goes too far back. We should start moving forward. Yeah. Okay. And then let's make just extra refinements. So it comes down precisely here, but then it sort of like shakes around, and that's just the product of the method I'm using. So I'm just going to make some like really rough adjustments, add a few extra keyframes so that it's a bit more consistent. So for example here it used to be like that. Yeah, and then there's a bit of wobble, but I don't know how much you're going to notice. And then it comes from here. Just sorry if you can hear my keyboard really loudly. I've tried putting my microphone in various places, but this is the best I can do. Blender's also very keyboard heavy, which I kind of like about it. I actually like using the mouse. Alright, so there we go. Well, it's a start. I reserve the right to make a few changes to it and whatnot. But overall, it's alright. I think you see it in context. Sort of, you know, it looks a bit like more like a march now. and then in the game you'll be able to do things like in the game engine you can offset, the timing of each one, so they're not quite all in perfect sync. Or maybe yeah, it looks good. They're all in perfect sync. Anyway, so that's a start. The final product may vary, but let's move on to something a little bit less technical. I think we've got half an hour or so. I can make a start on an animation for the archer. New animation here. Archer fire. Make sure the other one's saved. Yeah, okay. So this one, quite simply, I'm going to start. Now I've got bow and arrow. So what I've done is I've set this up so I can draw the string back, and then this is the arrow, and my plan is for the double dependency. Okay. Let's see now. Yeah, right, sorry. And then my plan is to have it appear, and then you can draw it back. Oh, that's fun. Draw it back and then fire. So it's a magic bow. He doesn't have to have a quiver full of arrows, because the arrows are conjured energy themselves, so they'll be able to just appear. You can make a huge one. Maybe that would be like a charge shot or something. Cool. How long have I been animating? Since about 2 o'clock, I think. No, in reality, I've been learning Blender for, let's see. Well, yeah, you've asked my life story now. I've been using Blender on and off for about 7 years now. It takes a while to learn. It also doesn't help that it didn't always look like this. It used to, I don't know if you've seen older versions of Blender. They used to be a mess. Yeah, well, it's better now. The problem with any 3D software, and this goes for all of them, is there are just too many buttons. And I've set this up so that I only see the buttons I want to see, really. And you can hide a lot of this. And I've spent a lot of time setting up Blender the way I want it. So I've got all my hotkeys, and I don't actually know half of what Blender does still. I don't think anybody knows the whole of what it does. But yeah, and then essentially, once you've got it set up the way you want, and you're familiar with just the few buttons that you need to remember, then you get the hang of it pretty easily. I've been doing various things. I haven't just been animating. Animation I've really concentrated on in the last excuse me, the last year and a bit. And I went on an animation course actually just last year during the pandemic. That was fun, living in a different country during a global pandemic. So that was an experience, I can tell the grandkids. Anyway, and here I am today, and I think I probably look like a better animator than I actually am, because these dudes are so simple. They've got like one arm and one leg joint, so it's it's a case of this is easy mode. This isn't, but still, you've got to have, I suppose, a sort of a sense of what you want it to look like. Anyway, so as long as the arrow isn't scale 0, it could be like point minuscule. it'll import into Unity just fine. So it's in there, but it's tiny, you can't see it. And then I'm going to move the bow onto his arm, and I'm going to set him up in a sort of archery pose. I think I want like this foot to be forward, like that. I think this foot can be sort of like that. You can twist its body a bit. He'll be looking this way, so he's going to draw the bow across him. And does he want to be... I think he wants to be right-handed, makes the most sense. I'm sorry to all you lefties, but I've partnered this to the left hand because you use your left hand. Okay, let me remember how physics works. You use your left hand like this, and then this will be rotated. Let me just check the gimbal's fine, and then his right hand will be like this. And I can always mirror the animation if we want some lefty inclusivity. And then you can, his arm will just tear off there. You can you see where I'm going with this? I see where I'm going with this. So first of all, I think I'm going to rotate the whole thing like that, so that he's sort of pointing along the same line that I had before. So that way Unity will know which way he's facing at all times, rather than there being any confusion on the topic. I'll make some more adjustments. Lean his head a bit. I think maybe lift it up a bit to his eyes a bit more, but at the end of the day it's not like crucial. These true trained professionals, they can just sort of instinctively shoot. They don't need to look down a sight or anything like they have at the Olympics. Yeah, alright, that makes a start. I think it needs to be straight, it needs to pull in line. And then, yeah, okay, once he's grabbed that. So, yeah, I'm just setting up the basic poses here. This is the simple part of animation. You don't need to worry about graphs or, you know, rigging or dependency trees. You just make a pose that you think looks good, and then you make another pose that you think looks good, and then you see that it looks horrible in between. Right, so then he's going to pull back. I think mostly I want the arm to sort of stay on his shoulder, as amusing as it would be to just have it like completely. I think he's gonna lean a bit this way to anticipate. And then obviously this is going to stretch back. Back a bit further then. What? And then the arrow is going to appear in its socket, like so. And then, so that's what I've got so far. Yeah, it's quite simple. There's just 2 frames, but I'm just blocking it out. I'll be able to add, more detail later. And then, I don't know, maybe should I, well, he's going to be standing on top of a tower, isn't he? So I'm not going to have him shoot up or down. I'm just going to have him shoot flat, and then Unity can figure out where this is going to go. So the plan I have is that as soon as he fires, which I'm going to animate now, I'm actually going to have like a bit of okay, yeah, I'm going to have like this pose. he's let go, so I'm gonna move his arm out of the way. The bow is gonna forward, but even over travel like that. The arrow is gonna shoot like this, and then on the next frame, it's actually gonna disappear. And boop, there we go. It's gone. Oh my god. And then from this point, the game engine Unity will take over, and it will produce an arrow because it knows where the arrow has to go. You know, the dragon might be anywhere in relation to the archer. So, and then I'm going to have him sort of recoil a bit, like the bow is gonna tip forward like so. He's gonna tip forward as well, and his arm's gonna sort of move with him a bit. I don't know, something like that. So I've got like that. And as I mentioned, it's important to make sound effects as you're animating. It's very important, I'll let you know. Okay. Yeah, this is more fun than a walk cycle. I just get to make it up. So then I'm gonna have him sort of continue recoiling a bit. His head's gonna come forward again, and then he's gonna start moving his hand back for rapid fire. Oh, and the yeah, that's gonna go like sort of like that. So the actual, it's gonna have a bit of a wobble to it. Do you see the string? It goes back and then forth, but it gets smaller each time. So yeah, hang on, there's way too many frames. Okay, so there's a lot I need to fix. You can see his arm like doesn't move at the same pace as the bowstring, so I'm gonna have to compensate for that. So yeah, what else? And then I'm gonna deframe everything and start recovering from the recoil, I think. So he's gonna bow. This is gonna just return to its original position. He's gonna start sort of moving everything back. Let's just check the gimbals are fine. So, and I think. Oh, do I want to do the thing where the archers sort of like raise their arm up? But that's to get an arrow out the quiver. He doesn't need to do that. But I think it sort of looks good anyway. So you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to move this, attach it to his arm, and then I'm going to like have it come off. Just I think. Oh no, I'm not going to have it come off. I'm going to have it stay. Then it's going to come off. So he's going to like jerk forward, and then his arm will like recover after him. Whoa. So, but then I'm actually going to like have him raise his arm, so it's sort of like this. I don't know. It just feels a bit more archery if he does this movement. I think they raise their arm up to get another arrow out the quiver, which he doesn't need to do thanks to the modern technology that is magic. But yeah, okay. So I'm gonna start. going back. So what? My aim is to be in the same pose that he was at the beginning, so it could just loop. Okay, so that was a lot more. Okay, let's see now. I don't know if I like the arm going up, actually. It almost looks like it's on some sort of ball joint. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, and then this side. Okay, that's fine. We can just do that. And it's gonna. The arrow has to disappear in one frame. It needs to be like that. Though I found that Unity still likes to. I'm just gonna. Yeah, Unity likes to reinterpolate all of your lovely animations that you spent so hard making. It's quite tragic, really. And then he moves up like that, I think. If I delay that until... Maybe do it a little bit. Excuse me. And then... Yeah, he's still doing it a bit... Then my plan is have him actually raise that arm up as he's pulling it back. So let's make another keyframe. Let's copy this to the beginning. So he's like that. As he pulls back on the string, he has to resist with his forward arm. Talking of arms, we can do some adjustment to this, make it look a bit more suitable. So yeah. And then that kind of rotates a bit. Rapid fire, fire at will. So he's got quite a fire rate going on. I can animate more of a recovery. Anyway, goodbye Stephen, thank you for joining us. And thank you for your wonderful music as well. You're listening to it in the background when I'm not speaking too loudly. It'll all be the music in the upcoming game. And our upcoming demo, released this month. Oh, I better start animating more quickly then, shouldn't I? Okay. I don't know if this is too quick for the fire rate. Okay. I like what's going on here so far. It like randomly tilts here. It's a bit weird. Although I kind of like the idea that he has to. It jiggles a bit as he grabs it. But it's a bit stiff at the minute. Let's go back into the graph editor. You can see. Yeah. What's happening? I think I just want to, or maybe make it a bit smoother. Smooth it all out. And once again, we can, since it's a looping animation, we can make it cyclic, and then that'll mean there's no, like, it coming to a rest. Let's take that a bit, just. figure out what we're doing. So it looks like he's, you know, reacting to grabbing the string. You can see his head wobbles as he fires. I don't think that's realistic. I think he should actually recoil backwards, but it just sort of, like, you could feel the power of the string. And maybe you could argue that arrows made of magic don't actually have any weight to them, so I think that's a good start. I think that shows you what you can do in actually quite a little time. What I'm going to need to do as well is a little walk for our archer, and then excuse me, I'll probably do a transition where he gets ready for that first shot. So he goes from a walking pose into this firing pose. But perhaps that'll be you'll see that in the demo. So, any questions so far? Let's see what we've made today. Got a oh, he's dirty. Look at him, he's shooting him in the back as he's running away. Now that's not chivalrous. Yeah, okay. So, any questions? This is the last thing the dragon will ever see. Yeah, so these are, excuse me, going to be your units in the game. So you're going to be fighting the dragons for the most part. And you're going to have to defend your keep. Defend the city from the nasty dragons. And archers are going to be one of your main units to do it. So these archers are going to be atop various towers which you're going to build. And of course, the ultimate goal is to kill the dragons, unfortunately. So these guys may look cute, but they've got sinister intentions. Well, thank you. I agree. It does look cool. There's a whole host of towers in the game, though, so archers will just be one of many things in your arsenal. If you want to see more about the game, we have a quite fulsome Instagram page you can check out. It's all Gönndyr Games, spelt the same way as the Twitch channel, and so at Gönndyr Games, obviously, for Instagram. And there you could see all of the pictures and animations we've made so far. The dragons, which are pretty cool, for the various towers you'll be using in the game. So there'll be lots of special abilities at your behest. Just remind you what the dragons look like. So, for example, here's the golden dragon. So he's going to come walking along. He's the most sort of yes, he's very how shall I say this? He's honourable. He's majestic. That's a good word. So we've got. This is what I made last stream. Well, I didn't finish it. But I I got most of everything down. You can check out my previous streams on our YouTube channel again, Gönndyr Games, and see how I made this if you're interested in more animations. And of course, we have a Discord channel and a Patreon as well to help us out, get that game made just that little bit quicker. So all your support is very much appreciated. To check out our Discord channel, there's a link in the biography of our Instagram page. So we're not just talking about the game there, we are just hanging around chatting. We've got a Minecraft server, because of course we're all into this voxel business here, so no, it's good. We've got a whole family of dragons. So this is a sneak peek, if you don't mind, of the dragons. Why is this one on the floor? Yeah. Yeah, so the dragons are a bit more complicated with their animations. I think, yeah, here's the whole family. This is what you'll be facing with those archers, and in the full game, there'll be even more to worry about. We've got so much planned, and actually quite an in-depth story. So that'll be exciting. We've got big dragons, smaller dragons, flightless dragons, and slithery, slippery dragons. Ugh. So, yeah. How many dragons? You know, I don't actually know. There's, I haven't counted them all. There's going to be 5 in the demo. Here's what you'll be facing in just the demo. So we've that'll give you a taster for sure. Brilliant. Right then, so any last questions before we wrap up? 13 dragons. Well, I have a lot of work to do, don't I? I hope I presented the animation of the people okay. I didn't want to go into... I think, you can get bogged down in specifics. You can say, oh, well, you press this button to do this and this button to do that. But I thought I'd give you the general idea of what I'm doing. I hope that came across. Fantastic. Anyway, I think I'll wrap it up there if you don't mind, and hopefully I'll catch you all for another stream very soon. Perhaps next Sunday. We'll discuss it, and we'll announce it, of course, on our Instagram and our Discord channel. And of course, if you follow our Twitch page, you'll get a notification as well. So that's the best way to keep up with this. Okay, fantastic. That's me signing off, and I'll catch you all again. Thank you very much.